Hi, it's Don Derwin. Working on a 2004 Yukon Denali, doing the all the brake lines. And first I just want to, this is a diagram for all the brake lines go, so when you take it apart you know where they go. I took them apart each one at a time, and I made, I wrote everyone down as I took them off, so this is probably going to be very helpful if you get them mixed up or something. Anyway, here's the picture. I just took a picture of it. This is the rear master cylinder. This is the front master cylinder. This is the front one here. And left front. And this is the right front behind it. I mean, this one here. Oh, this one here, right front. And left rear and right front. Here, I'll just and also I bought one of those the brake line fabrication tool. I'll show you. I don't know how the lighting, I suppose you can see it in here. It's a Eastwood brake tube and flaring tool. Actually, this thing's great. I really like it. It's like $350 for it. But it works really good. But when I was here, the lighting's not too good here. Didn't bring a flashlight or anything. But you start off with but one thing I would like to say is you start off with the 0 one first. You put it up to here, and then you put the open this. Well, anyway. You open this up and then it comes off, but you're supposed to put alcohol on the tube. I had one problem where if there's a little oil on your line or something, it says to put alcohol on them, and really get the line clean, because sometimes if you push it in, this side in, it may slip a little. So after it slipped on me, before I went and took this out, made sure there's no oil in there, cleaned it out really good, cleaned the outside of the tube with alcohol. There, it's still here. Alcohol, and make sure it's nice and clean, because otherwise it won't grip very well. But you put it to 0. If I remember, I don't know, it's been half a year since I've done this, but or more, but I guess it does a bubble flare too. I haven't really done a bubble flare, but I gotta do a bubble flare later. But you do the number 0 first. You bring the tube up to line up with here. But the one thing that I noticed is I don't like it. I like that idea where one guy's, you can hardly see here. Oh, and maybe here. But if you put the tube in, I don't have any tube with me, but if you put the tube here's, you can hardly see, but if you put the tube through here, maybe you can see. Yeah, see here, it's supposed to put it flush up against here when you push it all the way in. But what I was doing, I was letting it stick out about a 64th past this end here, because here it's flush with here. Well, flush with this end here. I was letting it stick out. I was just letting it stick out about 1/64th further than this one. This tool would make it like flush with it, but I don't think that works very well. I didn't have some good results with it. But if you just let it sticking out further than this edge, just about a 64th. I tried a 32nd, but maybe that's too much. But just about a 64th, you know, just kind of eyeball it. A 64th is like 15 thousandths, you know. But I just put just a little bit further from here, and then it really makes a really nice looking flare on it. I mean, really good. I think I got some in the garage yet. But really, this thing is is really nice, because I went to AutoZone and I got one of those other things that they got, and it didn't work worth nothing. I mean, it was just lousy. I mean, it didn't even do anything. I'm like, what the heck I spent 15-20 bucks on this thing for? It's just a piece of garbage. But I suppose it can maybe do it, but I just like, forget it. It didn't work. But yeah, and then you go to number 1, then you put anti-seize. That's what it says in the instructions, use anti-seize stuff. Then you put it to number 1, then it number 1, and it flares it there, and then I guess this kind of puts it over on itself. There's still a bunch of anti-seize on there. But I don't want to get that stuff on my fingers. Stuff's hard to get off of. Then the number 1, then number 2, and then it's done. But they got different settings for like bubble flares and stuff like that. There's instructions on how to do it. Even on YouTube, I heard the reviews on this. This was really nice. But I guess the drawback, and then you just really clamp down on it, you know. Really, drawback is that you got to do it in a vise, but you really need all the extra pressure, because man, I mean, you could, takes a lot of, well, it depends on how hard you want to push it, but this thing works great. It's beautiful. I mean, I would hire $350, but you know what? It's worth it. I don't know if I had I don't know if I have one of the things I made sitting around here, but Oh, here it is right here. This is one of them I made. I just... Can't just see this very well. I think this is taking a picture of the background. Oh, there it goes. This is nice. This look how nice that is. That is just. I looked at it. I'm like, holy crap. That's just like the manufacturer, man. And man, you don't get better than that. Look at that. And it just takes a second too. I mean, a few minutes, 5 minutes, you're done. Even less than that, and you're done. But well, maybe a little bit longer than that, but not very much longer. And it does it perfectly every time, I guess. Well, once you learn how to do it good. But I only had to do one line like this. Then I was going to try this thing I got at AutoZone OEM one-man bleeder brake bottle kit. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm sure it'll work. Either that or this other way. I bought this one too just in case. But this is like a vacuum thing. I had a vacuum one before. It works alright. But I think the bottle one is better. But anyway, oh, and then you just get one of these to cut the line with. This is better to be it small. You can, close quarters in there. But I tell you, the one thing though, it's a long job, to do all these all the lines, and that's the one thing that I think Eric, the car guy or something like that, or, he's like, take an afternoon and do one line at a time. That's about right. Because the first one line I took off the hardest one first, the longest one. It went from that assembly. It goes from, not from the master cylinder, but it goes from that thing that's underneath the car. Because I guess that's a I don't know exactly what it is. A anti-locking brake system. I think that's what that is. I'm sure that's what it is. But and it all goes from there, from underneath there, all your lines. And there's one line that goes from like the driver's side underneath, all the way over to the passenger side. Now that's the longest line. Now that line is about 10 feet long. I got it in the AutoZone. I wouldn't recommend getting the AutoZone one because they just gave me one continuous line of and no brakes. But then also they also shorted me a line also in the back. And so I don't recommend you getting one from AutoZone, but it did work, and it's supposed to be stainless steel, but I don't know how true that is. I mean, I don't know how good the stainless steel will be, but stainless steel, if it's really good stainless steel, it's not supposed to rust, but I'm sure that's going to rust anyway. It's from China, what do you expect? But it's a little bit hard to deal with than that other better stuff. I forgot what the other stuff's called, but But I got a kit with all the kit, and I'll show you the kit. Here's the kit. Oh, and then to cut the lines, just use one of these. I would just cut one of these. There's the diagonal cutters. And just like go to wire cutters. I got the Klein tool. I got just a Klein tool. This one worked good. It's like $45 though for it. But just cut the line. I'm not gonna use it again, or it's a different one. I think from just to cut it like this. Cut the line off. And then another thing too is glasses for working underneath, because you're gonna get all kinds of rust in your eyes, and it's a real non-luxury job. I mean, it sucks, quite frankly, but this doesn't work too bad. It's supposed to. I got this over at Menards. It was Menards. It's a anti-fog thing for chemicals, but it doesn't fog up for like about 15, 20, maybe 15 minutes. It won't fog up, but anything longer than that, it fogs up. But it really works good though. But get a good pair of glasses, and this I got at AutoZone. I'll probably even get the number on, but AutoZone are very helpful. They ordered an extra kit. They let me take one out that they missed, and that kit was also they weren't all in the kit either. The one it was they gave me the right rear, and then the left rear none. And I thought maybe I lost it somewhere, you know, because they give it to you in a big box like this. These are lines that I never used. They give it to you like this. I guess there's some extra ones. I didn't use these. I think these may be just short ones for the master cylinder. I don't know. I didn't use them because the lines look great. I think these are the rear ones for the rear. And then you just bend them. But you got to unbend them too, because they bend them. So they can't fit them all in that box. So they so you got to hand unbend them. But what you gonna do, you know? I mean, you can't put a 10-foot long part in here. But and also, I mean, when I get the AutoZone, they also shorted that other box too. So it's obviously something that's widespread. They short your brake line, and also they don't give you a cut one, that 10-foot long one. But here I'm that's where the front brake is there, and I'm underneath the truck here, and this is where that, I don't know, I'll get my camera not in there, but this is where it all comes to underneath here. What I done is I took each one off at a time. Like these two here, the two brake, the ones that go in the back. The ones that go in the back are actually really easy. I mean, these two here, this one goes in the back and then this one goes in the back, these two there. The ones in the back are really easy because all you do is put them right through. I thought they would be the hardest part, but those are actually the easier ones. Then these are two also the same bent ones. They're just the same ones bent. Oh, and I did have to cut the line also in the back because they put one long one. Actually, I think I cut both of them. Actually, both of them I cut. And I redone the flare on them. And then also the one that goes around all the way to the front. Oh, I guess it's this one here because this is the first one I did. So what I did is when I did it, I cut one off at a time. I cut this one off. Then maybe this one. Then maybe this one. Then this one. And this one because you can't get at them. And then when I put them on, I put on this one first, then this one next, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one last. So they wouldn't interfere because otherwise you can't get your wrench in there. And all you do is just take the your cutter and just get in there and figure out a way to get this thing in there and just clip it off, just cut it right off. Actually works really good. Or you can use a different one, smaller one, but I find that this is not as good, but you can just stick that in there and just cut it, go in there and cut it. However you can, figure out, just cut it. That's the easiest way to do it. And then I just took one out one at a time so I knew exactly where that other one went. But I gave you the diagram, so you probably do it all at once if you want. It might save you some time. But I gave you that diagram if you so that you don't have to take them off one at a time. But I did one at a time, and that probably took me 8 or 10 hours to get it all out. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. But I didn't rush myself, and I just try not to break anything. And then here's where all this big thing of things come through here. They're not very pretty, but I try not to make them rub against each other, but later on I'm going to have to try and figure out some better way to isolate those, but I did as best I could. Now this is the one that I cut. This is the one that goes to the passenger front side. Right there is I cut it. Here's the muffler right there. And there's the brake right there. This is where I made the one in there. I just cut it because they gave you one long one there. But how in the heck are you going to string all that through? It's a 10-foot line all the way through there? Come on, give me a break. No way. I didn't even try it. But that one was the hardest one. Maybe I'd have to move this cardboard over there. I'm gonna get the cardboard underneath the front here so I can show you how I got the front in. That was the hardest one. Just give me a second. I'll get it. Oh, another hand. Maybe I'll do this first. The one thing about getting these brakes off out here, I put all new rotors on, pads, and put all new ones on. They got videos on YouTube how to do this, but the one thing that you probably aren't going to be too happy with, these bolts down here, you can't get them with the thin air wrench. These bolts, bolts right here, because there's no room to get an air wrench in there. Maybe if you had a littler one, small one, but I don't think mine's but that would be really hard, so I had to use a socket, and I think maybe a breaker bar, and then I just put new rotors, disc rotors. Actually, yeah, and I say if it gets stuck, I sprayed a bunch of Master Blaster all in these holes here. When I found out, if a couple days before you can do the job, you know, spray all these holes and let it all drip in there, and actually rotate them, and rotate the wheel too, so you they get to fully to go in there and put some around here really good. And they came off real easy after I'd done that. So put some Blaster, that anti-rust stuff, for a couple hours before you do it or something like that, and it worked just fine. I did it for a couple days. I spray that stuff in there, let it, because otherwise it's hard to get the rotors off. But all in all, this brake job was actually not too bad. There's a YouTube video. Just put them on the bracket, and it actually one of the easier ones that I've done. And then I just put the same old one with the washers on. I don't know, that's probably because it looked easier to do, but somebody else did the rears, so you can see in there somebody else did the rears, so I didn't touch those. It was just recently, but here in the front it's really easy to it's real easy to get to when you turn the wheel too, so you have more room. Here you got plenty of room to get the air wrench in here, see? Got plenty. And there's other ones. And yeah, I guess there's the other one. Put them right there. So those are real easy to get to. But the one thing that I'd like to say, and when I took these, the new ones go in like this. I bought new hoses too here. But there's a thing, but this one broke off. I tried to screw it in, and as I screwed it in, the bolt just broke right off. So now I'm gonna try, and I guess I'm gonna, I don't know how good that is, but I think I'm gonna take some wire and just wire this round over there. And so be careful. I'm surprised I got it out, but when I was putting it in, it broke off when I put it in. But here, these broke off too right away. These things, this holds the line in. I just put the new line in. Here's the other line. This is the one that's troubling on the passenger side, the front one. This is the most hardest one to put in. So I did that one first. I don't have all of them perfect yet, and try and go through it to make them a little bit better. But and if you put the lug nuts on the rotors too, it keeps them nice, and that helps also. Keeps the rotor from moving around. But yeah, I had to get some C-clamps there because they just broke right off the bolts. I mean, the screws when I was taking them out just came right off, so got no choice. But I'm sure that'll work. I'm just going to take some wire and wire it around here. I'm sure that's going to have to work. But anyway, I'm going to get the cardboard underneath the front of the car. Take a look. Show you how I got that one there. That's the hardest one. Well, I don't know how good you can see here, but what I done is I took this thing off here. This is underneath that bolt. That bolt right here, right there, that one. Now that's necessary to get in there. That bolt, you know, because it goes all up here in the front. I mean, this little thing here. See, there's the line right there. It's in there now. But you gotta take this whole thing off here. Kind of hard to see. This whole fairing off. You don't have to do the whole fairing. I thought maybe I was gonna take the whole thing off. You know, up in the front. I mean, it's like a plastic fairing, but if you take the bolt out there, the bolt here, then there's a bolt another side there. You can slip the line right through this crack right here, and you slip the line up through there. See, you just slip the line up underneath here, flip up underneath, and you get it in here, and you can't hardly see here. So you get the line, so you can get the line in there. There it is right here. That's where the line is. Here to get it in there. And it's all a big long piece and it's bent in there, so it's real. It's not I don't know, probably take a while and rebending it, trying to do it a couple times till you get it. Don't kink it though, because that'll be over if you did that. But it does go in, and then you kind of just put it through over here, because it's, I don't know, you just gotta struggle with it until you get it, I guess. There's the one is here. Where's my finger? Oh, there. Where's the one? And you kind of gotta put it through there, and I know it's something you don't want to do again. But you can do it if you just take this thing. You don't have to take this whole thing off. Just the one part underneath here, and you can sneak it through. It's like threading a needle with a couple of needles at the same time with steel. That's about how I describe it. But I was able to do it, you know, pretty okay. And it doesn't bend all that easy, so it's really hard to do. And it goes through down there. You can still see the line here. This is from the engine. And I think I took off one vacuum line from the master cylinder. But it goes underneath there and all along. And then I did the master cylinder ones here. It goes here. This is the front here. This is it goes to this part here, down here. If you can know, it's hard. It's really hard to see there. But you can just look at yours and figure it out. But it goes from the bottom here to the master cylinder. There's two, one in the front, one in the back. Well, maybe I can go and show you the rear one. Put the cardboard back over there. But yeah, I don't know, it took me, I just took my time on it when I could. I just spent I didn't take a lot of time on this. I mean, I didn't do it all in one day. I let it go for about, oh, now I'm going to smash my camera. Hope not. I let it, I just did some every now and then. So here's where it comes through there, and it goes through here. These are the ones that go in the rear. So you just kind of go through there. And there's your see, it's kind of just up through there, the ones that go in the rear. And here, right now, I just got some wires there. I was going to, I got some zip ties, but haven't got around to doing it yet. But I'm going to. I bought some. And here, these are the ones that go in the rear. There's a hose there. See, right now I just got some wires, but I'm gonna zip tie that. And I'm just about ready to bleed the brakes yet. I didn't bleed the brakes. But they got hoses. I just left the original hoses on in the back. And there's where the new brakes are in the back over there. But the one thing that, I know, also too, those bleeder screws, I had the two bleeder screws out that went to the front. And, I had them freed up and they were there maybe, I don't know, 8-9 months. Left them through the winter because they were kind of through the winter. And they were all rusted solid by the time the one I was able to open up, you know, the ones in the front, the bleeders, because I was just going to do the calipers. I had the old calipers on with new rotors and, you know, pads. I was going to just try and just do it like that, you know, but I couldn't get the one bleeder rusted solid. I couldn't get it off. It just stripped it. It didn't break off, but it just stripped out so bad. I'm like, you know what, just get new calipers. I couldn't get it off. So I mean, I put a bunch of anti-seize in the bleeders to try and, you know, if somebody works on it again, maybe that won't happen. But boy, they really do get rusted. I think what I'm going to do is put a gob of grease on the end of the bleeder after I get it, you know, bled and all the brakes working. Put a just glob of grease right there, so prevent water from getting in there. I think that would definitely save those bleeder screws. But if it wasn't for the bleeder screws not working, I wouldn't have put new calipers on. But it's better to get new calipers anyway, though. But it worked a lot nicer using the calipers, the new ones. But anyway, yeah, this is a very lengthy job. If you're gonna do it yourself, that's for sure. But they wanted like $2,000, you know, to do it, and I think with parts, probably $850 in parts with brake parts. So they wanted like $2,000 to do the lines, and then with the new brakes and rotors, that's it's about $850, just and cost, you know, $90 for the kit. But if you were gonna have a garage do this, I don't know, they'd probably charge you like $2,000, maybe $3,500 or something, or to do my job or something like that. But you know, it's a lot of money. But anyway, it's a 2004. My mom's truck, so I figured I'd do the brakes. But it's a really long job to do, you know. But you can do it. Hope this video helped you out at all. And another thing too, and a couple other things. One of the things I learned from doing this, because this is really the first major time I really done it. I'd done it before, but this is when one thing is when you're trying to, if the line's not going to go in, you know, because sometimes you sat for 2 hours out in the freezing cold in the winter trying to get a line in. My fingers are cold, trying to get it in there, force it in there with the wrench, and it would start to get in there, but then it wouldn't go in. I sat there for 2 hours, you know, trying to get it in, and so I said, forget it, I quit. Come back the next day, or next time, or whatever, and, well, it's because it's at an angle. It won't go in if it's at an angle. So if it's not going to go in, it's probably because it's not lined up properly. You know, you're trying to put it in on an angle. Like, look at it from two different directions, like at a 90 degree from each other, you know, like on one way and then turn, you know, like perpendicular, like, or something like that, or you know, so at a right angle to each side, so you see where it's crooked. Then see where it's crooked there. That was a help. And then also put the line in, screw the line in before you fasten it to the vehicle. You know, so I mean, if you have a choice of you know, screwing the line in first, then fasten it to the vehicle, because then you don't have to bend it. You know what I mean? But if it's fastened to the vehicle first, then you try to put the steel line to it. If it's not correctly lined up, it's not going to work. So that's one tip I could say, that screw it in first before you fasten it to the vehicle. You know what I mean? Those are just a couple of things that I could say about it, and that one tool that it works really good. I think I guess I did 3 flares on it, I guess, because I had to cut those other ones in back. But definitely $350 well spent. But thing works excellent. But other than that, I don't know. Let's use some other ones. But anyway, that's about all I got to say is about that I can remember. But putting the brakes on. This one I got on. This one I was able to. That one went on really nicely. This is the screw I'm talking about. This one here. That one went on nicely, no problem. And there's the new line that goes there. Then they got those 2 little copper washers in there. Here. And this one broke off too, so I put another C-clamp there. But this is supposed to go there, I guess. And there's the other one. But the only thing I gotta do is bleed the brakes next. So, anyway. That's the next car I gotta do. Sitting in my garage, I gotta get it out of here. But definitely will save you a lot of heartache just to get buy some really good goggles, because they're gonna get rust in your eyeballs and in your hair, and wear a hat or something underneath the car, so if you smash your head against something, at least you got some protection, because I hit my head so many times. So I was wearing a hat, and it was in the winter some of it the time, but then you get a good C-clamp for the putting the brakes, you know, squishing the you need one of these, good C-clamp to smush the brakes in, you know, on the caliper. But if you got new ones, you don't have to do that. And these things too help get the calipers off. I used all these. These I bought from AutoZone. I use all of them. This one helps get the brake calipers out. You know, because they're kind of hard stuck in there to get these out. These are just pry bars. I bought these at AutoZone. Oh man, I'm so glad I bought these. I use them all the time. You know, pry bar things. And definitely a breaker bar. Oh, and one other thing too, that one trick that I found that a long time ago I learned. You know, not very much, but this pipe here is an essential part of my toolbox here. Just a pipe that I got from when I was plumbing here. if you need some extra torque, just take the pipe, put it around your wrench, and then, you know, have some extra torque right there if you need it, you know. Really helps. Yeah. So I always have one of these pipes. I think it's a 1-inch pipe. It's for plumbing, about a foot long, and it's an essential part of my toolbox from now on. Use it all the time. But that's another thing that could help. So anyway, hope that you like the video and like and subscribe, and I'm really glad a lot of people watch my videos. I'm really I'm appreciative. I do the flight simulator with not a lot watch those. I wish I could get more people to watch my flight simulator videos, but I really appreciate people watching my videos, and I hope I could help you out, and like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps. And anyway, thanks for watching, and hope it helped you out a little bit. Don't forget to use a bunch of anti-seize. I don't know how good that is to be in the brake lines, system, but I don't know. I don't care. But I got a big thing of it. It's got a big, I always use it right there, a big jar. And, oh, and this is that blaster stuff. This is, this stuff. No, when I was in the college over there, my instructor, he said this is the best stuff to use. He says this is absolutely the best. But actually, yeah, when the instructor over in the college, though, he would use, he says he has never ever broken a bleeder screw off. Never. He says what he does, he takes an oxyacetylene torch and he heats it up red hot, you know, right just before it's going to melt, then throws a glass of water on it. Then he says it cracks it, you know, because it quenches it. And he said he's never ever had to had trouble with bleeder screws, you know. But I mean, you got to have oxyacetylene torch. Then also you got to be careful that you don't melt the thing, because I mean, getting it red hot. The next step is melting, you know. And if you melt it, then you're kind of screwed there anyway. But he did that. I see. Showed us do it. I mean, he did it, showed us, and he says, because when you quench it with the water, throw a glass of water on it, it quenches it right away, and it cracks it, and then just get a wrench and just take it out. I was just trying to, I just use a regular torch. This MAP gas, I know they say that's better than propane, but I suppose it helped. It got my two front bleeders out in the front, but the back ones are broke off. But it didn't get it near red hot. But I don't have an oxyacetylene torch. I was thinking about buying one, but I almost bought one. But I didn't do it. I bought a welder, but I didn't get oxyacetylene yet. But one of these days I'm gonna definitely buy one. But there are times when you really need oxyacetylene. But anyway, I guess that's all I can say about the brakes. It's a very long, extensive job. If you're going to spend a lot of time doing it. I mean, I really swear I spent like eight hours taking one line out sometimes and putting one line in even. It takes a long time. It's just, I like to Eric the car guy, that's what he says. He says, just take an afternoon, just do one at a time. And you know, he's right about that, because I mean, take your time, man, and just do one at a time, because otherwise, you know, you might not do a very good job or something. But it's very lousy, tedious, terrible work. I mean, it's just nothing fun about it. but except when it's done. So anyway, just thanks for watching, and like and subscribe to my videos, and thanks a lot. Okay, bye. It's my one-man brake bleeding. Wanted to record what this thing is doing. So I got all the air out of it. I'm gonna go press the brake. I pressed it twice. I'm going to go do it once more. Alright, now I'm gonna see what this thing recorded here. Alright, now this is my my driver's side. It's actually filling up the bottle. I'm gonna go press the brake twice. Maybe once more. Alright, watch this video. Alright, this is the passenger front, my one brake bleeding method. Right now the tube is about half full of here's the line right here. It's still full of air right there, but I'm gonna go press the pedal maybe 3 times, see what happens. I pressed the pedal 4 times. No, nothing much happened there. Oh, it's didn't really move very much. I pressed it maybe 3 or 4 more times. That ball's not full. Yeah, I'll go press it some more. Yeah, I pressed it a bunch more times, but I'm not really sure what's happening here. It don't seem to be filling up at all. It's definitely open. I'll press it 3 or 4 more times. Press this in more. Maybe this way. Well, I don't know if that thing's really doing anything. So anyway, I'm gonna go and watch this video, see what it looks like. So anyway, this is my my one-man brake bleeding procedure here. There's the bottle over there, and right now the fluid, you could actually, you can't even see the fluid is right here, this level here. I'm going to go pump the brakes a few times, see what happens. quite know how many times I pumped it, but got 3 minutes of recording left. Oh, I guess, oh, there, it's going up. So anyway, it's got about 2 minutes left. I'm going to have to stop. But, seems to be, going up. Hi, everybody. It's, Don Derwin here, and I'm going to finish up my my video about the brakes. But one thing I forgot to mention, that after you snip these off, you know, snip them off right close to the edge there, then just take a socket wrench, put it right over it. Very easily comes out. I did that to all of them. That way you don't have to use one of those an open-end wrench. It works really good. But too, and another thing too, I was gonna add that I did have a leak. It was on this one here. After I bled them, or tried to bleed them anyway, had a leak right there. I had to fix that. And the reason being is because it wasn't on there straight. I had to bend it a few times, like maybe, I don't know, it took me a little while, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes before I got it to seal on there, getting drenched with brake fluid. And finally I got it bent right to where it would seal on there. But see, look at this one. This one looks bent here, but I don't know, maybe that fitting helps. No, that one there looks bent. But so, and I also did have one by the master cylinder that was leaking also. That was, I had to bend to get it back back on there. But the stuff that I got from AutoZone, it's not too forgiving, but you can bend it. You know, it's kind of hard. It's not as bad as some of the other stuff. But I find, and I'm sure that's why they make this, is because this stuff is so if you can, I would use this stuff here. Seamless. Seamless copper nickel. Black oxide coated tube. This is the best stuff to use, they say, because it's easy to bend and it doesn't rust. But yeah, if you got, or if you can find a kit with this, that would be great. But I don't know if they probably do. If you have to find some different kits. But the stuff from AutoZone, I suppose is alright, but it's still kind of hard, but not as bad as the that the original stuff that I'm used to, that, you know, originally that they first made. That stuff is really hard to bend. You need a bender to bend it, but this stuff bends really easy. But this I'm doing on another car. I didn't do it on this one. Oh no, that's a factory-made knurl too. See how they're, I mean not knurl, but flange. I can find it. Oh, there it is. It's always focusing on the wrong thing there. But here, there's a factory-made one compared to, see what mine looks like compared to theirs. Looks pretty good. But anyway, a few things I'm gonna try and explain here a little bit better, and also about the brake bleeding. There's some stuff I really forgot to mention on brake bleeding, but This is the other car I got to work on. It's a Buick LeSabre. It's been sitting here for 2 years. I haven't been doing anything with it. But it's their brake. That car's brake lines are all rusted too. And but that I don't think is gonna be near as hard as a truck. But Buick LeSabre, I gotta get that one. And and too, another thing that I wanted to mention before is when I was on the Singapore Airlines, I took a ride on the A380, the new one, and I stole one of their pillows, and I was like wondering what could I do with this pillow, and I was sitting in the garage, and I'm like, you know what, I could use that to put my head on when I'm laying on the ground underneath the car. So that's what I use it for. So this is the Singapore Airlines. I wonder if it's a Singapore Airlines on it. Made in China. Oop, here. Made in China. But anyway, yeah, that thing, it really does help, like working underneath this car. Lay your head down on a nice comfortable surface. I mean, that actually helps, because, you know, sitting there with your neck, you know, your neck, I mean, you sit out there for a couple hours, you're gonna get sore, man. I mean, your head and your neck. And too, and then this little inspection mirror here, oh, I wonder, I can I can see the, oh, there it is. It's not going to focus too good on it. But anyway, you can take this little inspection mirror and kind of look, because this is where I had the other leak. It was here, and actually this one was cross-threaded, and I had it on there, and I had it on tight too. So I looked at it and I'm like, holy crap. Like, I was contemplating that I had to buy another a new fitting there. I mean, a whole new part there. But I was looking at it and it looked kind of crooked. Honestly, it looked crooked, and I'm like, yeah, that looks crooked. But I put it on with my fingers at first, you know, and it seemed to be going on there. And but I still kept saying to myself, man, that really looks crooked. But in all reality, it was crooked. So I would definitely, for that one, take your time on, make sure. I actually had to bend it about maybe 3 or 4 more times before I got it, you know, before I could figure, I lost it out there, before I could figure out how it was crooked. And then, you know, to try to get it right. Then you should try and take it with 2 different angles, like 90 degrees to each other. I mean, a 90 degree, no, I can't even find my mirror again. Why is it so hard to find? But like take it at a couple different angles. Try to look at it from 2 different ways. It's just really hard to see underneath there. And I think it was in the winter too when I was doing that. Now it's the middle of summer. But yeah, you should definitely look at that and make sure that it's straight before you put it on. And then one other thing is what I done is I can't really do this with one hand very well, but I looked through here. You open up this thing here. It's not very flexible, but you can get in there and just take a visual. I don't know. But anyway, you get what I mean. You can... I can't see the thing through here. Oh, there it is, I think. Either that or one of them. Oh yeah, I think that is the one. But you can get a visual. I mean, a direct visual. Of the thing, if you open up this a little bit more, you know, so I can actually, you know, get it. So you could actually get a visual of you know, if it's straight or not, because when I screwed it on there, I thought, man, it's over with that. I didn't think I was ever going to get it back on there again, but I know from being a machinist that, I mean, if the thread's screwed up, you can try to get it back on the correct way, because most of the threads are going to be good. But it would have a tendency to go on, you know, but just got to be careful that it's going on straight. I don't know if I did it or somebody else did it, but I'm probably the one who done that. But because it's not very, their steel is very hard to bend. But not as bad as like the older stuff. That the first stuff that I tend on using there, you need a bending tool to do anything. But here I just bent it with my hands, and but it's still hard to do when you're right close to the fitting like that. It's still really hard. And then and here, underneath here, well, I showed you which one it was before. Luckily, it was to one of these. It was this one here that was, if it was like up here, boy, that'd be a lot harder. But I'm glad that this was the one that can put a wrench on it very easily. But it was a little bent, and actually it took me probably maybe an hour or something, maybe an hour and a half, I think, me getting drenched with brake fluid and washing my hands and stuff like that, until I got to bend it, because you know it's off the reservoir. At one point I just took all the stuff out of the reservoir, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to do this quickly, so I just emptied the reservoir with a, oh, I should show you that too, one of those turkey baster things, you know, it just suck up, you know, one of those things. I just went to Walmart and I got one of those a couple years back, and they were great, you know, for sucking up stuff. And then I had to work with this maybe 4 or 5 times. I had to bend it before I got it right, and it wasn't leaking. But that was my 2 leaks, and I had air in the system too, which I was bleeding it, and I didn't see much improvement, and I thought maybe I needed a scanner. Somebody said one of these garages, they said you need a scanner to bleed the brakes. And so, well, I went over to AutoZone and asked them, and they're like, well, one guy said no, not really. He said he didn't really know, you know, with the ABS, you know, some of the older stuff that she didn't need to. But I wasn't sure either, so I just went on YouTube and I was like, you know, I seen the same truck, even a newer one. No, they didn't need a scanner. So I mean, I bought a scanner, $300, but I took it right back after a couple days, after I, you know, totally was sure that I didn't need it. But I don't know how you would do that, so I didn't open it just to make sure. But from what I know from Autotech and all my other stuff from work, it should be high and hard. It should be high and hard. You know, when you press the brake, when it's off, it should be hard. And that's the way it feels now. High and hard, but before there was a lot of air in there. And when it's off, when you turn it on, it'll go down to the floor. That's what it says in the book, and that's what it says it's supposed to be. High and hard. And it wasn't like high and hard until I was pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and it was always going down to the floor very easily. When I was first bleeding it with it off, I did it with it off. You don't need to have your car running. Actually, I think your reservoir might spill over if you got the power steering. I mean, if the power brakes on, You know, just do it with the vehicle off. But yeah, and then but it was going down to the floor, like even when it was good, even when I knew I had all the air out of it, and it was still going down to the floor. Then I started it, and I'm like, this doesn't seem right. And then it was going down to the floor too. I pumped it a few times and pumped it a few times, and then I shut the vehicle off, and then it was high and hard. Then I'm like, okay, now this feels right, you know. And I don't know. Yeah, it won't even go down to the floor now. It won't even go, because before it was going all the way down. But there was a bunch of air in the system because I opened it up, and I thought I bled all the air out, but I didn't. Oh, too, and another thing too, if you're using this this tool, the one-man brake bleeding thing, I think you probably should leave this open like this when you're doing the thing, but always keep this full. But one thing I found out with that brake bleeding thing, which I'll describe right now, and I'll demonstrate it later, but leave that open because, you know, like a straw, you hold one end of the straw and the fluid stays in it. I think the same situation would apply here. So don't create a vacuum here, you know, but I don't think there'd be a true vacuum because that would come out. I mean, this would pull up, the rubber. But I just leave it open like that, so there's a benefit to that, which I noticed. Oh, I didn't bring my light over here yet. I suppose we don't need it at the moment. But I just grab it for the heck of it. Is this vacuum thing at first you're not going to get anything through there. So this has this thing on it too. This is like a vacuum. I'm sure people know about this. And there's a little reservoir there. But this has a little thing on there, and then what you do is just take it and put that around there like that. Then start sucking away at this, and then just, you know, until you get a vacuum. Right now I got it shut, so it shouldn't be creating a vacuum. I mean, still creating a vacuum, but it's not doing anything. Then there's got a little thing on here that you press it and it'll take the vacuum off of it. But at first I did need to do that to get, and you know, until I got a bunch of fluid coming in there. And too, another thing too, when I was watching a video when I did my brake bleeding, and to my amazement, there was actually bubbles coming through there. So what you do is you take this, oh, you can't see it, you just take this end here and you stick it in really hard, and then you can open this up. And I got a bunch of grease down there so hopefully it won't rust. And then actually, if you have that open, and this open right now, it's not open, but I'm going to bleed it once more just to make sure that there's no air in there. And I'll try and demonstrate how to what happens. But what happens is you have that can open, and what happened before is I had that just like that, and if you have that open up in the front and open here, fluid will drain and go into this tube and actually fill up the bottle. It'll start filling up the bottle. So you don't even have to press the brakes. And that's what I seen. I seen a bunch of air come through there, and I wasn't even pumping the brakes. And so to bleed the brakes, you don't even have to be pressing them. But when I was brake bleeding, you can. Well, I'm sure I'll show you the video. I'm sure I'm gonna, upload it. But to my amazement, after I bled it, I must have bled it like 5 times already. But I had extra air in the system, and even after I bled, I found a couple bubbles coming through here. After I was convinced that there was no air in it. And then there was another one over, I think this one, the passenger front. That's actually a long line also. It's where I seen a couple bubbles coming through there when I was pressing the brakes. So I'm gonna do it once more just to make sure. And I'm gonna try and just do the brake bleed again and video it just to make sure that because there's nobody helping me here, because it's a one-man brake bleeding bottle. I could ask someone to help me, but what's the point if I don't need anyone? But I'll record the video and then you could see this going up. It goes up. It's really slow. But what I do is I wait until this tube gets all the way. The fluid goes all the way up to here, then gets up to this top here, then it'll stop. And then I'll press the brake. Then I'll start pressing the brakes. So if I start pressing the brakes here, I'm going to add air to it. But if you wait till the tube is already full, and then actually it'll start filling up this tube. And I noticed I've done it. I did it like 5 times already, and it starts filling up the tube. I mean the bottle and the tube both. But so I believe that's all I really had to say about this. But oh, and I also these here, I was gonna change the washers, put new washers on there. Because I got new hose for the front, but I didn't for the back. I didn't put new washers on there because what it looked like is the threads were bigger than the washer itself. So if I took the washer off, I'm going to ruin the washer and possibly the threads also. And so I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just going to leave the washers on there. So I left the old washers on there. But there, I can still see some steel there. But I should probably put some grease on that. Also so it don't rust anymore if it did. But actually it doesn't look too bad. But there's nothing leaking there, checked. And just put some anti-seize on there. I put anti-seize, on the drum itself, and I'll put some on the lug nuts. And they got these little They got these things here. That's the first time I had trouble. The back brakes, the caliper, I put brand new calipers on. You know, they put these on. At first it was kind of hard to put on, but took a little while. Took me a little while to figure out how to put these on. But they got a small end and then a big side here, and then you just put those on. They don't have to fit perfectly in this groove here, but this one I had no problem getting the brake pads on after I put these on. But when I had the old calipers, I put the old calipers on here, and I wasn't going to use new brake calipers, so I put this on in the front. On the top here. It goes on like this, you know. Well, here you can see it like this. But then I put the one on the bottom here. And I tried to fit the pads on, and the pads on the old caliper, it wouldn't go on. I tried pounding with the hammer. Yeah, I don't know, I probably sat there a couple hours trying to get the pads on with this here, and I don't know, something that wouldn't go. Either that or there's a bunch of crud in here. I didn't have a wire brushed. Maybe there was crud in there that I didn't get out, but it didn't look too bad. But so I'm like, you know what, I just give up. I said, the heck with it. So I just took this one off on the bottom. This actually serves really no purpose but to have something slide. The one guy in the shop, he put grease on these. But boy, if I put grease on these things, I'm going to have grease all over the rotors and everything. So I'm like, forget it. I probably should put grease on them, but I was afraid to, because I start getting grease all over the place, and then I'm gonna have grease everywhere. So I didn't put any grease there. But sure to be all right. But yeah, I put without this, the pads fit on nicely. They just fit right in. But before that, I had pounded them in with a hammer, and they still wouldn't go. And even if they did go, I was like, you know what, that's probably not good either. So I elected to just do it without this thing, which I'm sure probably would have been just fine. But then I couldn't get the bleeder open. I put a wrench on it, I couldn't get it out, it wouldn't come out. So I went and, after I had it all done, I had to get new calipers. But and they give you these things to put on there here like this, put over the top, which I'm sure won't do much. But I put I put grease in here, and I grease in the threads. But I bled them a few times so it all came off again. I'll have to put it on, because I think I'm gonna bleed it one more time. So anyway, I don't know how much more I could add to that, but it's definitely a job, and it's definitely a lot of work. But actually, I think it took me, I didn't work on it all the time. I just took it on when I had an hour here, or a day or so, or a day, when I had to work on it. I just took my time. It probably took me 8-9 months, I think. but what you can do, I got other things to do, you know. But I just did it like one line at a time, and you know. So, but now I'm sure that's finished, so I'm gonna take it for a test drive later after I put the wheels back on. But I just blocked it up with a concrete block, and one guy was saying the concrete blocks could crack. So I put a bunch of wood on top of it, which is probably true, they could. So I put a bunch of wood on top of it so to avoid any issue of cracking. This way I did it here too. And that's something you do not want to have, is a truck laying on top of your chest. I don't think you're going to live through that, actually. But so anyway, hope you liked the video, and like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it, and appreciate people viewing my videos, and hope this helps you out. And because I watch everybody else's videos on YouTube, so you know, I'm more than happy to help others. Because actually, this, I don't know, probably 3,500 or more to do all these brakes or something like that. I mean, the truck's probably not. It's a 2004, so it's probably not even, you know, worth all that much money to be putting into it. But anyway, I did, like, with the kit and everything, is about $850. It's about the material that I put into it about. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you out, and I will finish bleeding the brakes, and I'll put those in the last part of the video. And so you can see if there's any air bubbles going through. I'll look at it, because there's no way for me to see, so I'll video record it. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and give me a thumbs up and a like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. Okay, bye. Yeah, here I just put that on the bleeder. Now you can see as the brake fluid is coming up, you can see the fluids right here. And just slowly creeping forward. So in other words, it's just draining from the reservoir, and you can see it down here bubbling. And here now it's to the top. Now it'll stop there. And all I did was crack it just like maybe just a tiny bit, you know, down at the bottom with the screw. No, I should probably get this light at a different place so I can see if anything happening in the tube there. This is not ideal for doing that. I hope I don't get in the truck and then it's going to come on. Yeah, but God darn it, irritating me. Come on. But anyway, there's the it's helping very much. I can't even see anything. Unbelievable. Oh, I can't see anything. Why is this? Can't see the tube at all. What's going on here? Probably because the light's so bright. Yeah, the lights are so bright, it's knocking out the camera. Wow, hopefully there I could see if any air bubbles come through there. But there, press it 4 times, and maybe I will just do it maybe 4 more times, and then maybe that's it. I pressed it like 5 times, but yeah, now I'm now the bottle is full. Now then, I just have it finger tight. Just have that finger tight, so now I can just close this off my fingers. Now it's closed off. Now I'll take that bottle and drain it back into my reservoir without getting my rotors full of brake fluid. And then I will take a wrench and tighten it up, but I'm not going to tighten it up that much. I'm afraid to tighten them up too much because you want to get them off one of these days. So I'm just going to tighten it up. Just, I don't know how tight they say to tighten them, but I'm going to just tighten it up snug. So anyway, I don't know if any air came out, but anyway, then I'll do this is the furthest one from the master cylinder. So this is the passenger rear. The next I'll do the driver rear, then the passenger front, and then the driver front. So anyway, got 3 more to go. I'm over at the driver's side rear, so the fluid level is about right here, but I've been waiting for it to fill up. But I'm gonna just go press the brake, say 4 times, then I'm gonna come back and look at it. There, press it 4 times. I guess 4 more and it should be done. Oh, and too, you can disconnect the battery too, so you don't wear out your brake lights too. That's just a thought. Anyway, that's what I did. Alright, there, press it 4 times. Next I'll do the passenger front. Yeah, I noticed there was some air at the beginning when I first started it going, but right now the fluid level's right up to here. You just crack it just a little bit, just to turn it with your hands. So I'm going to go press the brakes 4 times and take a look. So I press it 4 times there and do it 4 more. I don't remember how many times I pressed it, but actually, you know, there still seems some stuff that's going up in there. Maybe I just press it 3 more times too, and you could use socket. I've been using this to tighten and loosen the fitting. Now I press it 3 more times. Well, there still seems to be stuff floating in there, honestly. I can still see stuff rolling around in there. Wonder what that is. Wow. Can see stuff coming up. This I'm going to go press it 3 more times. Actually, it kind of looks like air in there now, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Wow, it doesn't look good. I'll press it 4 more times. Actually, that still looks like there's something in there. Well, anyway, I don't know. Anyway, here I am at the driver's side front, and the fluid levels, I don't know if you can see my finger or not, but oh, you can't, but it's up on top. So I'm going to go press it like 4 times. So the driver's side front. The last one was the passenger side front. There, press it like 5 times. There, press that 3 more times. So the passenger side front seem to be getting air. It's okay. Right. That's it for now. Anyway, the last time I did this brake, this is the passenger front. There was a lot of air that came through. So I started the truck. No lights went on. I pressed the brakes a few times, and I shut off the truck, shut off the battery. I disconnected the battery, and right now it's about right here. But I'm going to press this a few more times because I've seen a bunch of air coming through. So I'm going to bleed this one once more. So I'll press it 4 times, then I'll come back and take a look. So I pressed that 4 times, and yeah, I still see error. I don't know what's going on. So I pressed that 6 times, and I still see air bubbles. Still seems it seems really hard though when I push it to the floor, but yeah, there's still air. I just pressed it a whole bunch of times, but I'm not sure. It does not put it all here. I'm not liking the way that this is looking. The pedal feels good though. Surprised that still seems to be error. God, there's still air. I don't know what the heck. Unless there's a leak somewhere, but I don't see any leaks. That is not good. God, I still see air. I don't understand where that's even coming from. I don't know.
You almost done with that, Donnie, or what?
I don't know, I think try once more. Just one more pedal. And press it twice. Alright, this is the driver's side front. And there's some air bubbles in here now. And I'm going to go press the brake 4 times and take a look. See if we see any air going through there.
Okay.
See air going through there?
A little bit, yeah.
Really?
And some bubbles, yeah. I don't see any more bubbles now.
So how full is the bottle?
3/4.
Well, 3/4 already?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's almost full already.
Yeah.
But you didn't see any more air?
A couple small bubbles.
Not anymore. I'll go press it maybe just once more and then quit.
Okay.
See a little more bubbles?
I don't think so.
Alright, now I'm at the passenger front. Open up that a little. Now I'm going to go press the brakes a few times. I know the level's right here, but it's going to fill up. So I just pressed it once. Boy, it sure moved a lot. There, press it 4 times. Wow, that's all. That's full already. Holy crap. Actually, that looks good. Maybe just a half a press and then I'll quit. So actually that looks pretty good and I'm happy with that. Actually that looks good. Now I'm at the driver's side front. And the level's about right here now. I'm gonna go pump the brakes. So I pressed that 4 times. Wow, it looks pretty full. So maybe it's good now. Alright. Now that looks really good. Okay, now I might just try starting it up once more and then maybe just once more tomorrow. And I think I'm finished. Alright, here I'm at the driver's side. Passenger side front. And look, I plugged it in, and I got a couple air bubbles right there. But that could be just right up on top there. I let it sit for like a day, and I'm gonna just do one test on each wheel here, and then put some clean brake fluid in it, and just fill the bottle once, and then call it quits. And hopefully there's no error. I'll check the video, and that's going to be it. Then I am going to be done with this job finally. But I guess the other day there was a lot more air than I thought in there, because I guess it just took a little bit of time to get through, because it was actually right at the master cylinder on one of them. So the back came through. I seen the air come through in the back, when I opened it up. But it took a while to come through. I can see why they use pressure bleeders. But geez, $600 or $450 for one of those things? Maybe. But this takes a little more time, but anyway, maybe get one of those. But anyway, this is going to be it with this video, and hopefully I'm going to have no error, and all four. I'm going to just take one bottle and 4 lines and watch the video, and then I'm finished with this. You'll press it 4 times. Actually here. It's actually still filling up. Things right there. Actually, there's a couple of them. There, press it 4 times. Wow. Looks like there's air in it. Put this bottle up here. It might fall down though. about 6 times. Looks like there's air bubbles coming in there. I can see air going up. Pedal feels really hard though. It's actually, the bottle's hardly filling up. But I don't really see any air in there. But the bottle's hardly filling up. I'm gonna actually just call this good though, because I can't just be doing this forever. I mean, this is more than I would ever. But it is a lot easier doing it with this tube rather than just watching the air come out of the bleeder. I just want to get these tires on, and then doesn't seem to be going very much in there. Sometimes it goes in there a lot, but it's the pedals being really hard to press, so I think that's good. I'll watch the video on it. Okay, this is the passenger front. I just wanted to comment on that fix I made when I broke the screw in there. Actually, you can still see it's broke. The screw right here. But I fastened this thing with some wire, wrapped it around there twice. And actually, they do this in the aircraft industry. Safety wiring bolts so they don't move. So this is good. I tightened it up there, and this is not going anywhere. So did a nice job in that. I just safety wired it basically around so it don't come off. So that worked out very well actually. So not a big deal. And then I got those C-clamps up there. I think that'll be just fine. Oop, right here. So anyway, just wanted to comment on that. Do the driver's side front next, and I'm going to do the 2 rears, and then I'm going to put tires on and give it a test drive. Alright, this is the driver's side front. Right now the level's up to here. I'm going to go press the brakes 4 times and go take a look. Actually, this one seems to go a lot more easy. I think maybe one of the pistons or something is not letting enough brake fluid go through on another side for some reason. But as long as there's no air bubbles, it's fine. Actually, the pedal feels really good. So I don't see any air in there. So I would conclude this to be finished also. It's the driver's side front. Yeah, you know, that little bottle, you should actually probably use a bigger bottle. Was thinking, it's like, gee, you know, I could have gave you a bigger bottle to use. But it works just as well. But I think I'm gonna make one of those, but I could use a bigger bottle. Press it 4 times, and I was kind of convinced that the back didn't have any more air, which looks to be the case. I don't see any. Alright, this is the passenger side rear. So I didn't see any air in there. So that's excellent. It's beautiful. Alright, it's the last wheel. Press it 4 times. I don't see any air in there. It looks pretty good. All right, looks good. So that's the last. Alright, so I guess I'm going to call this finished. I'm going to quit on it. Okay, catch y'all later. Hope your brake job goes good.